Picture a crow, owning nothing but black feathers, a harsh voice, and a broken heart. Imagine you are that crow. Every day you open your eyes to the same painful truth. Nobody wants you. Sounds like an exaggeration. Wait, because what you're about to hear might be harsher than you expect, but it will also change the way you look at your life, at yourself, and at everything you think you're missing. There was, atop an old half-withered tree, a crow sitting alone as he did every evening. He wasn't just hungry for food, he was hungry for something deeper, hungry for acceptance. That very day, after village children chased him with stones, farmers drove him off their fields, and colorful birds who landed beside him for a moment flew off in disdain. The crow broke down. He sat on the highest branch of the tree and began to weep in a hoarse voice, crying like he never had before. Beneath that tree sat, in complete silence, an old man, eyes closed, as if time had stopped around him. He was a monk who had renounced the world years ago, owning nothing but a worn robe and a quiet heart. Suddenly, a hot tear fell from the crow's eyes and landed on the monk's sunken cheek. The monk slowly opened his eyes and lifted his head upward and saw that small creature crying as though the whole world had collapsed on him. In a calm voice, he asked, "Why are you crying, little one?" The crow burst into words, as if he had been waiting for years for someone to ask him this question. "Wise one, I hate my life. I hate my black feathers. I hate my voice. I hate everything about me. No one in this world loves me. People chase me away like I'm a curse, and no one lends me a hand. I feel like a burden on this existence. Believe me, death is more merciful than a life like this." The monk was silent for a moment, his heart filling with sorrow for this small creature who believed his worth was measured by the color of his feathers. He said in a calm but wisdom-filled voice, "Little one, true happiness isn't found in changing your shape, but in changing the way you see yourself." But the crow, drowning in his pain, understood none of this wisdom. He kept crying, as if the monk's words never reached him. So the monk decided to try another way. He said, "Very well, if you want to change, tell me, what do you want to be? I have the power to turn you into whatever you wish." The crow's eyes suddenly lit up with a hope he'd never known before. He cried out joyfully, turn me into a swan. I want to be white, pure, beautiful like the swans." The monk smiled a mysterious smile and said, "I will do that, but before I transform you, go first and meet a real swan and ask her if she is happy with her life. If you come back and tell me she is completely content, I will transform you in that very moment." The crow flew off quickly, his heart pounding with hope, until he reached a clear pond where a white swan glided gracefully, like a moving painting on the water. The crow approached her in awe and said, "How beautiful you are, white as snow, pure as milk. You must be the happiest creature in this universe." The swan smiled a sad smile and said, "If you knew what was going on inside me, you wouldn't say that. Every day I look at the colorful birds and wish I had just one color other than this pale white. White, my friend, means nothing. I think the parrot must be the happiest among us, carrying all the colors of the rainbow." The crow was shocked. He never expected this answer, but he didn't give up and flew straight off in search of the parrot until he found him hopping among the branches of a leafy tree, his vivid colors catching every eye. He said to him with admiration, "Beautiful parrot, you're the most magnificent creature I've ever seen. All these colors. You must be the happiest bird on earth." The parrot shook his head sorrowfully and said, "My beauty is my curse, my friend. People don't chase me to love me. They chase me to trap me in a golden cage and hang me in their homes as decoration. I live every moment in terror of captivity. I wish I were an ordinary bird, one that draws no attention. I think the peacock, with his legendary beauty, deserves the title of happiest." The crow flew again, exhausted but determined, searching for the peacock everywhere until he finally arrived at a large zoo, where he found him locked behind iron bars, while hundreds of people crowded around him, snapping photos and gasping in admiration at his golden, ornate feathers. The crow waited until the last visitor left, then approached the cage and said, "Great peacock, everyone comes from every corner to see you. You're a true star. As for me, when people see me, they run. You must be the happiest creature humanity has ever known." A heavy silence fell. Then the peacock let out a deep sigh and said in a trembling voice, "I always believed I was the most beautiful and the happiest, but this very beauty of mine is what stole my freedom. Here I am, behind these bars, watched like a painting, not treated like a living being, and when they need my feathers to make fans and ornaments, they pluck them from my living body, and my heart tears apart before my skin does." He paused for a moment, then added in a quieter voice, "But listen, Crow, these past few days I've been watching you from afar, soaring freely above this zoo, going wherever you please. No cage, no guards, no one chasing you to strip you of your feathers. I began to think, if I were a crow, I would be free right now, flying without restraint, sleeping under any sky I chose." The crow stood there, stunned, unable to believe what he had heard. He asked in a voice that could barely escape his throat, "Then, who is the happiest bird in this world if it isn't any of you?" The peacock looked at him with a deep gaze and said, "You are." In that moment, the crow felt as if he'd been struck by lightning. He flew back toward the old tree where the monk was waiting, but this time he wasn't flying with wings weighed down by sorrow, but with wings carrying something new he had never felt before. He arrived, stood before the monk, breathless, but his eyes shone with something entirely different. The monk asked him calmly, "Did you find your answer?" The crow answered, for the first time in his life, in a steady voice, "Wise one, I don't want to be a swan or a parrot or a peacock. I want to be a crow. I am fine as God made me." The monk smiled a deep smile and said, "Only now have you truly become free. Pause for a moment and think honestly with me. How many times in your life have you looked at someone else and wished you were in their place? You looked at their money and wished it were yours. You looked at their beauty or their status or their life that looks perfect from the outside and felt that your own life was worth less. But the truth no one tells you is that every person you see as happy is carrying a battle inside them that you cannot see. That wealthy person you envy might be terrified of losing everything in an instant. That beautiful person you wish you could trade places with might be suffering silently through things you can't imagine. And that famous person everyone seems to love might feel lonelier than you ever have. Comparison is the poison that slowly seeps into your heart until it kills your ability to feel content. Every day you compare yourself to someone else, you lose a piece of your inner peace. And every time you look at what you lack instead of what you have, you blow out a candle that was lighting your path. The truth is, happiness isn't a destination you reach by becoming like others. Happiness is a decision you make when you make peace with who you are. You are not incomplete because you're not like someone else. You are not worth less because you don't have what someone else has. Maybe at this very moment, you already have something someone else wishes they had, and you don't see it because you're too busy staring at what you don't have. So stop chasing a golden cage that others mistake for happiness. Stop wishing you were someone else. Because true freedom, like the crows, isn't found in colors or admiration or the spotlight. It's found in accepting who you are and flying with your own wings, wherever you choose, without chains. So if today you're comparing yourself to someone and feeling less than them, remember this crow's story, and remember that the bird who thought himself the most miserable was, in truth, the freest one of them all.